Does walking into the grocery store lately feel a bit like walking through a minefield? Since your diagnosis, it's a terrible feeling, isn't it? Standing in the aisle, staring at a label, confused and worried that one wrong choice might send your blood sugar spiking or completely ruin your next A1C check. You're watching Your Diabetes Nurse, where we make diabetes feel calmer, clearer, and easier to manage, one simple choice at a time. Today, I want to take that heavy weight off your shoulders. I've sat with hundreds of patients who felt exactly the way you do right now. And drawing on that experience, I'm going to give you a clear, sustainable roadmap of exactly what to eat. We aren't just talking about surviving with type 2 diabetes. We are talking about thriving. By the time this video ends, I want you to feel a sense of calm confidence the next time you pick up a fork. Before we dive into the specific foods, let's take a deep breath and strip away the medical jargon to understand what is actually happening inside your body. Because when you truly understand the why, the what becomes so much easier. With type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, the core issue isn't necessarily that you ate too much sugar in the past. It's that your body, right now, is dealing with insulin resistance. Think of it this way: insulin is a key. Its job is to unlock your cells so glucose, or energy, can get inside. Right now, your locks are just a little bit rusty. The key doesn't turn easily. So, instead of fueling your cells, that sugar backs up in your bloodstream. Our goal with food isn't punishment. It isn't deprivation. It's about choosing foods that act like WD-40 for those rusty locks, or foods that release sugar so slowly and gently that your body has plenty of time to handle it. We need to shift your mindset from restriction to nourishment. The American Diabetes Association makes it clear that there is no single perfect diabetes diet. Instead, it's about finding a rhythm that manages your blood glucose, protects your heart, but, and this is important, is actually tasty enough that you want to stick with it for the rest of your life. So, let's talk about how we build that plate. If you take only one thing away from our time together today, let it be this: your absolute best friends in blood sugar management are non-starchy vegetables. Increasing the amount of these veggies you eat is hands down one of the most effective ways to lower the impact of a meal without having to starve yourself. Think of your stomach like a fuel tank. If you fill that tank entirely with high-octane fuel, like white rice or sugary drinks, it burns fast and hot. That is your sugar spike. But non-starchy vegetables, they are full of water and fiber is basically magic. Your body cannot digest it. Because of this, fiber acts like a crossing guard in your gut. It slows down traffic. It stops the sugar from flooding into your bloodstream all at once and instead lets it trickle in slowly. Plus, you can eat a massive amount of these vegetables for very few calories. They physically stretch your stomach walls, sending a powerful signal to your brain that says, "Hey, we're full." This is a huge help for weight management, which we know is a crucial part of treating type 2 diabetes. So, here's the practical rule. Aim for half the plate. When you look down at your dinner, imagine a line right down the middle. I want one entire side filled with these colorful veggies. And please, for your own sake, don't just eat boring, steamed broccoli every night. You'll hate it. Roast them to bring out the sweetness. Sauté them in garlic and olive oil. Make them delicious. We're talking about leafy greens like spinach and kale, crunchy things like broccoli and cauliflower, or zucchini, asparagus, and peppers. Here is a real-world example. Instead of having a giant bowl of pasta with a tiny side salad, flip that ratio on its head. Have a big bowl of roasted zucchini noodles and peppers, and top it with a smaller serving of the pasta. You get the taste, but you drastically cut the spike. Now let's talk about the anchor of your meal, protein. This is the stabilizer. Eating enough protein is essential because it slows down how fast food leaves your stomach, which keeps you fuller for longer and stops those cravings from creeping in 2 hours later. Imagine you eat a plain bagel. That's pure carb. It turns to glucose instantly. Now, imagine you add 2 eggs to that bagel. The whole process changes. Protein takes time to break down. By keeping that food in your stomach longer, it blunts that sharp peak in your blood sugar. It flattens the curve. Plus, protein protects your muscles, and since your muscles are the biggest consumers of glucose in your body, keeping them strong helps soak up extra blood sugar. Try to have a source of protein with every single meal and snack. A good visual guide is the palm of your hand. That's about the right portion size. We are looking for lean options like skinless chicken, turkey, fish, or eggs. If you are plant-based, tofu, edamame, and lentils are fantastic. Even at breakfast, instead of just plain oatmeal, stir in a scoop of protein powder or some Greek yogurt. It changes the chemistry of the meal entirely. Now we have to talk about the category that causes the most fear: carbohydrates. I see so many patients who think a diabetes diagnosis means no more carbs ever. I want you to know that is rarely necessary, and honestly, it's usually not sustainable. It's not about cutting out all carbs, it's about choosing the smart ones. Carbohydrates are just chains of sugar molecules. In refined carbs, like white flour or white rice, those chains are already broken. Your body absorbs them instantly. Boom, spike. But in smart carbs, like whole grains or beans, those chains are long, tangled, and wrapped in a tough shell of bran and fiber. Your digestive system has to work really hard to unwrap that package. This results in a slow, steady trickle of energy, not a flood. I want you to become a label detective. When you buy bread or crackers, look at the ingredients. The very first word must be whole. And look at the fiber content on the nutrition label. You want to see at least 3 to 5 grams of fiber per serving. We are talking about quinoa, barley, oats, sweet potatoes, and whole fruits like apples and pears. So, instead of a mound of white rice, try cauliflower rice, or just a smaller scoop of nutty brown rice. For a long time, we were told fat was the enemy, but in the diabetes world, healthy fats are actually guardians. While we want to watch out for saturated fats for heart health, unsaturated fats are incredible. Fat has almost zero impact on your blood sugar directly. Just like protein, it slows down digestion. But the type of fat matters. People with diabetes have a higher risk of heart issues, so we want fats that love your heart back. Olive oil, avocado oil, nuts like walnuts and almonds, seeds, and fatty fish like salmon. These are your allies. Use them to make your food taste good. If you're having a salad, skip that fat-free bottled dressing, which is usually loaded with sugar anyway, and use real olive oil and vinegar. Throw on some avocado slices. It tastes better, and it's better for your numbers. This next point isn't technically food, but it is critical. Hydration. Dehydration is a silent enemy of blood sugar control. Think of your blood like maple syrup. When your sugar is high, it's thick and sticky. If you pour water into that syrup, it dilutes it. It thins it out. When your blood sugar is high, your body tries to fix it by pulling water out of your cells to dilute the blood, and then you pee it out. If you aren't drinking enough to replace that, you get dehydrated, your blood volume drops, and the sugar concentration goes up. It's a vicious cycle. Your best beverage is always water. If you hate plain water, infuse it with lemon or cucumber. Unsweetened tea and black coffee are great too. We've talked about what to add, but we have to be honest about the red flags. There are a few things that just aren't worth the struggle. First, liquid sugars. If you change nothing else, change this. Regular soda, sweet tea, fruit juice, and those fancy coffee shop drinks are basically liquid sugar injections. They bypass digestion and hit your bloodstream like a freight train. Swap them for water, unsweetened tea, or even a 0-calorie soda if it helps you transition. Second, the white stuff. White bread, white pasta, white rice. They've been stripped of their fiber armor. Swap them for whole wheat versions or veggie alternatives like zucchini noodles. And third, the snack trap. Chips, pretzels, crackers. These are designed to be addictive. They are a triple threat of refined carbs, bad fats, and salt. Try air-popped popcorn instead. It's actually a whole grain or a handful of almonds. I know this is a lot of information. You might be thinking, okay, but what do I actually cook on a Tuesday night when I'm tired? The best tool I can give you is the plate method. Forget the scales and measuring cups. Just grab a standard dinner plate. Draw an imaginary line down the middle. Fill that whole first half with your non-starchy veggies. Then split the other side in half. Put your lean protein in one corner and your smart carbs in the other. Add a little healthy fat, and you are done. It naturally controls your portions and balances your blood sugar. Without the math, a few really important safety notes from me to you. First, if you are on medication, especially insulin or sulfonylureas, changing your diet drastically can change how your meds work. You don't want your blood sugar to drop too low. Please always talk to your doctor before making big changes so they can adjust your dosage safely. Second, test your blood sugar. Your body is unique. The only way to know how you handle a sweet potato is to check. Test before you eat and 2 hours after. That number is your personalized data. And finally, be careful with the internet. There are no magic foods that cure diabetes overnight. Remission is possible for some people, but it is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't fall for the quick fixes. Let's wrap this up. Here is your cheat sheet. Fill half your plate with veggies. Anchor every meal with protein. Choose complex, high-fiber carbs. Embrace healthy fats. And drink your water. It is completely normal to feel overwhelmed right now. You don't have to change your whole life by tomorrow morning. So, here is my challenge to you for this week. Pick just one meal a day. Maybe it's lunch. For the next 7 days, commit to using the plate method just for that one meal. That's it. See how you feel. See what your numbers do. If you want to take the guesswork out completely, I've actually put together a resource for you. It's a 7-day A1C-friendly meal plan that you can download right now using the link in the description. It has simple, tasty recipes that follow these exact rules, so you don't have to think about it. Remember, managing diabetes isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself, making the next best choice, and being kind to yourself when you slip up. You are doing a great job. If this video helped you feel a little calmer about your next meal, please like and subscribe for more nurse-led tips. I'll see you in the next video.